Hey everybody, welcome back. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my Bridezilla sister to my wedding? All rise for the honorable Judge Charlotte. You baby sister. My sister, 34 female, and her husband, 36 male, just got married 3 months ago. I, 30 female, was appointed maid of honor. I was so excited to help her plan her wedding, and I took on most of the work since I was unemployed at the time and she's a doctor. I won't get into details, but take note, she didn't have a wedding planner. It was all me. Okay, that's a lot of work. And let me guess, she didn't want to return the favor for you? Okay, let's see what happens. The time leading up to the wedding, I was miserable because of how the bride treated me. I felt like her own personal slave that she felt like she could kick around because she's the bride.
Serves you right for having feelings.
Just because you're a bride doesn't mean you get a free pass to be a bitch. That's what's up. And just because you're a bride, that doesn't mean that you can go around inconveniencing everybody else just because you're getting married. People have this like inflated sense of self whenever they're getting married. The rest of the world and the rest of your relationships and those people in their lives don't have to drop everything just to accommodate you, especially when you're not treating them with respect. Many times I wanted to just step out of the wedding party, but I kept telling myself to just bite my tongue and keep the peace because she's probably just stressed. Yeah. It is stressful, granted, but I mean, you were the one taking on most of the wedding planning, so if anybody should be stressed, it should be you, bestie. After doing so much for her, she refused to invite my fiance. I beg your finest pardon. Even if we've been together for 12 years, but invited my siblings' partners who've been around for only 2 to 3 years. Absolutely not. No. What the hell is that about? My sister and her guy dated for a year before they got engaged, so we don't really know him too well. She said she didn't want my fiance around because people would be asking about my own wedding since they've all been wanting us to get married for a while. Oh, brother, give me a frickin' break. That is so messed up. Like, all the things that you're doing for her. No, she just didn't want you to outshine her. And even so,
get over it.
I refused to do any more work for her wedding until she apologized to me and invited my fiance, which she did. Not exactly sincerely, but whatever. I was hurt she wasn't even grateful for anything I had done for her and her dream wedding because it was expected of me to help. No, wedding planners cost like tens of thousands of dollars. And you're doing all of that for her because she's your sister. And yet she can't be your sister. Invite your fiance or your boyfriend at the time. Show you just like a little bit of grace here. Like be a little grateful that you're doing all of this because she's your sister. Cut to the day of the wedding and everything was fine. The ceremony was beautiful and the couple was happy. I was happy for my sister. By the time we got to the reception venue, I noticed my fiance and I were on a separate table from my family. And you were the maid of honor. And you were not at the head table. They were at the VIP table and I was cast aside to sit at the furthest table right beside the kitchen. I figured there was a mistake and I calmly asked the bride about it since she handled the seating plan. She looked at me dead in the eye and said, "There's no mistake. That's where we belong." The audacity of this woman. At the kids' table and far away. Well, you certainly know how she feels about you.
This video is sponsored by Care Up. Wow. I'm not sure what you've been doing, but the skin, the nails, it is absolutely giving. Aw, thank you. I actually just switched up my beauty routine recently. Oh my God, it shows. I love your nails. Where did you get them done? You're not gonna believe this, but these are my natural nails. No, you're lying. They are so long and healthy. And your skin, you look 10 years younger. Aw, thank you. I've been taking collagen for skin and keratin for nails. Really? I know I should, but I can never keep up my daily vitamins. Oh girl, I have a Care Up subscription. They make it super easy. You just fill out this short quiz on their website so they can identify your lifestyle and recommend what you need. Every month, Care Up sends you a box with these little compostable plant-based packets and all your daily vitamins are just inside. I keep them next to my sink so I remember to take them every day. That sounds way more convenient than bringing all those vitamin bottles with you when you travel. Oh my gosh, totally. And Care Up's products are filled with research-backed ingredients and optimal doses so you know you're getting the best of the best. I'll definitely look into it. This takes a lot of upkeep. I feel like I'm in the salon like every other day. Well, you look beautiful too, queen. But if you want to get on the low maintenance train, you can use my code Charlotte50 for 50% off at checkout.
We were seated with 7 to 14-year-olds. The groom overheard us and agreed with me, but kept quiet when my sister gave him this "you don't dare disagree with me" look. Ooh, that marriage is gonna last like 5 minutes.
Amen.
At the end of the night, the groom apologized to my parents for what had happened to me and said he had no clue the bride did that. But he didn't say a word to me as his bride told him not to. Because of this, I decided not to make an issue and just try to enjoy the remainder of the night with my partner. But I wouldn't make a maid of honor speech. I mean, it would be kind of difficult to get up in front of a bunch of people and talk about how great your relationship is with the bride when she clearly just slighted you after doing all of this amazing stuff for her. Like, and not only that, how embarrassing. If she didn't want anybody asking questions about your marriage or your boyfriend and when you're getting married, now they're all going to be asking questions about why the hell you're seated with some kids instead of at the head table with her. I wouldn't be able to get up and talk nicely about a person after that. No freaking way. My parents noticed where I was and got upset at the situation as well. Literally, like, that is so embarrassing, not just for you, but also for her. Like, everybody's gonna come up asking her, why is your sister not seated with you? And why did you seat her at the kids' table? That is a clear slight, clear as day. My siblings knew very well I wasn't at their table, but didn't bother looking for me or wondering why I wasn't seated there. When they heard I wasn't making a speech, my two brothers walked to my table to tell me off, saying I had to understand my sister and the stress of being a bride. What stress? I'm sorry. The stress of being a bride comes with planning a wedding, which she didn't do. Be nice to her because it's her special day and you're only a bride once. Yeah, right. I bet they'll divorce. I mean, this is the thing. I can empathize with someone being stressed out and acting some type of way. You know, there's lots of weird shit that happens with weddings. Like, I'm learning this now. Engagements, weddings, bachelorette parties. There's weird emotions, strange fights, and strange dynamics that come about due to, you know, all of that. Regardless of whether or not I can empathize with a situation and how somebody feels, that does not mean that behavior like this should be tolerated. They said I'm a disgrace and a disgusting disappointment for not doing a speech for my sister, that I would make my sister sad, and I was being selfish making the night about me, when I was literally quiet in our corner. Needless to say, I wasn't having the best time, so we got up and left.
Everyone in this family hates me.
We ended up at McDonald's for dinner, and I posted a story of us getting burgers saying post-wedding meal. I made sure I posted it after the reception ended, not to make it look like I ditched, but my siblings saw this as an attack to my sister somehow. I fail to see why your siblings do not understand where you're coming from. Like, I fail to understand how they're not on your side in any way. Up to this day, the bride says she did nothing wrong, and her reasoning for putting me there was, one, I didn't plan her wedding exactly like she envisioned during the process, so I deserved to sit there. Okay, again, you're doing this for free. Your sister is not the help, okay? When I was doing everything she told me she wanted. Two, she didn't like that I looked pretty in my gown. Ah, yeah, that's what it is. Got it.
That'll do it.
And three, I needed to be punished for insisting on bringing my fiance. Oh God, absolutely not. This is so messed up. I didn't plan for my own wedding yet, as I wanted to be 100% focused on hers. Plus, she banned me from getting married before her since she's older. Again, because I didn't want the drama, I agreed. But now I just don't want anyone there except my parents and a few close friends. My parents agree with me, but my sisters are upset, calling me childish. Oh, interesting choice of words. If anyone is being childish, it's the sister.
It's you!
To be completely honest, I just don't like paying for people. Valid. Literally valid. Mine is a destination wedding and my fiance and I are paying for everything. These are our savings and I don't feel like splurging on these people. They, along with my grandparents and cousins, are all saying I'm wrong. But hey, if I was excluded from being a sibling at my sister's wedding and no one cared, then why would you be upset if I excluded you in return? And that's the fucking tea for me. Why is it that nobody cared how you were being treated? And now you're expected to turn around and be a sister. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, honestly. I'm glad that your parents are on your side and that they could kind of see where you're coming from here. There is such a thing as like sibling rivalry and like, you know, petty fights between siblings, but at the end of the day, you guys are supposed to be family. You're supposed to have each other's backs. This should not extend into weddings and big family occasions. This is a time for you guys to all come together, not to exclude certain siblings and make them feel like not the a-hole. You can't choose your family, but you can choose who you spend time with. Your sister and your siblings are a-holes. Yeah, I hate that they're all in cahoots with one another. here, like literally. The fact that an educated doctor can state that you needed to be punished and not realize how middle school she's being really shows her garbage of a person character. Yeah, that's like nuts to me. She's supposed to be smart. This is like weird, ratchet shit that is very unbecoming, especially for someone who's a doctor and a grown woman at that. She also outsourced the entire wedding planning to you for free and then thought it was okay to use you as a punching bag. Good for you for standing up to her about your fiance. What an absolutely ridiculous reason to exclude him. Again, how anyone with any basic self-awareness can say these things is just beyond. There's just honestly, I'm pretty sure just like a deep-rooted hatred and rivalry that she feels toward you, probably since childhood. And she's gotten your siblings on her side or whatever. Siblings can have falling outs, they cannot have the best relationship, but then you ask this sibling who you clearly don't like to like plan your wedding for you for free? What is wrong with you? Yep, not the a-hole. No contact is definitely something to consider. Your wedding is yours. Do it the way you want. Everyone else can suck eggs. I have sucked an egg. It's not pleasant. They just want a reason to take advantage of you. Oh yeah, no, they saw the free trip and the destination wedding and now all of a sudden they're guilt tripping you? Like, no. Oh, your wedding, so you have to pay for a dress for me. Oh, and a tux for so-and-so. Don't forget the kids have to be included. They all need outfits. Piss on that. Take that destination, bring the people you want and be happy. Post pictures of your happy day and time. Oh, they'll love that. Then go home to a happy life that limits the people who don't make you happy or cut them out completely. On my wedding day, I would not want anyone there that I don't like. Yes, I understand it could be about saving face and whatever, but like there is something to be said for just wanting to be surrounded by people who want the best for you and have always wanted the best for you. I just don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could invite someone that I have beef with or that has treated me badly in the past. I couldn't do it. Not the a-hole. Your sister was a mega bitch to you and your sibling supported her, acting horribly to you. You have the right to invite only people who you want to be at your wedding and that are supportive of you and your partner. Literally, like she didn't even want your partner there at her wedding and now she wants to be invited to the wedding with your partner? Your siblings clearly don't meet this criteria. You are not the a-hole, my dear.
It is decided.
Oh. Guys, we have an update.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening!
I, 30 female, have come from a family of 5 kids. I failed to mention this because I didn't think it was all that relevant, but I actually have 2 sisters, 34 and 32, and 2 brothers, 26 and 22. A little more on my sisters, they're the best of friends. They're the picture-perfect model of sisterly love, while I'm the middle child with 2 younger brothers. So why did I agree to be maid of honor? Well, because I thought it would bring us closer. In my mind, I believe that this was her trying to be more of a sister to me. You always hear stories of that sisterly bond around weddings, and I tried to nurture that because that's what they had. And that siblings bond is what my brothers had with each other as well. Any chance I'd get to connect with my sisters, I'd jump at the opportunity. It's more just feeling left out than being a doormat. I was a very sickly child, and that's why I was mostly with just my parents growing up while my siblings would be going out, meeting friends, etc. Which is what my siblings envied, apparently. They aren't close to my parents. Oh, so they were mad that you got more of your parents' attention? Is that what this is about? Bride had both of us as maid of honor because she couldn't just choose one. I later found out that I was always the second option and I was just appointed maid of honor, so I'd do all the work while the other maid of honor got all the praise, which in hindsight, I should have seen coming. Oh God. And for your own family to treat you this way, no way. If I found out that my partner was treating their siblings this way, I would definitely get some insight into their character. While my brothers were busy harassing me about giving my maid of honor speech, sister 2 was giving her own maid of honor speech about how she absolutely loves the bride and will do anything for her, all that crap. She then conveniently calls all the siblings to the stage to toast to the bride and groom when I was crying and rushing out / walking away from my brothers. So to the other relatives in attendance, I was making a scene and making it about me. I mean, they kind of forced you to make a scene. I'd be crying my eyes out. At least you walked out and made a scene. Why would you just sit there and take that? If you're clearly not wanted, then why would you stay anywhere where you're not wanted? No, it's not the first time she hurt me. She fat shamed me as a child, calling me a potato. Hey, that's not necessarily an insult. Saying things like I was a burden to the family because of my epilepsy. Throwing all my makeup in the sink and wetting it because I moved her bath towel in the bathroom. Calling me the stupid low IQ sister even if I'm a licensed architect with a master's degree when her guy friends wanted wanted to ask for my number, taking my dream church from me, which is why my fiance said we could do a destination wedding at my dream country instead. It's just the worst she's done to spite me in front of my entire family. And no, we still haven't spoken since then, and she maintains that I was the one who ruined everything by getting upset about the seating. Now for the update. Number 1, we will elope. See, and this kind of tends to be always a good slap in the face to everybody else. If y'all can't agree and y'all can't support me and my marriage, then you don't get to be there for it, right? Just us two and a handful of close friends that were there for us since the beginning of our relationship. We'll have a small church wedding and a little celebration on the beach with the people we love, our chosen family, followed by island hopping with our entire party around the Philippines. Oh, hell yeah, girl, that sounds great.
Nice.
All paid by us, because I will spend on memories and experiences for people that love and appreciate us. That is what's up. The budget we set aside for a wedding in Italy will be put to an intimate 5-day wedding celebration on an island in the Philippines. Just go all out. Just like make it rain. And be sure to post all of that on social media. You could even tag everybody else that wasn't there. Wish you were here, not. Number 2, we will have our reception with the family when we get back home. The plan is to invite both our big families to a luncheon the weekend after. Collectively, this would mean about 80 guests max. Both our parents wanted to help pay for the engagement party and rehearsal dinner. They agreed to pay for this luncheon/reception instead, meaning they could invite whomever they please. They handle the guest list, so if my siblings are invited, I couldn't care less because I'll be too busy with my husband of 1 to 2 weeks by then. Here, we can still have the father-daughter dance and a few other things like cake slicing. We'll have piñatas. Can we like hang up your sister and make her a piñata? A brick oven, pizza cart, coffee and pretzels, and an amazing Italian buffet with a pasta bar, lots of fresh fruit, and cheese, because who doesn't like cheese? Even people who can't eat cheese like cheese.
And that's a fact.
As for seating plan, ever watched Mamma Mia 1? Yeah, think that. Ooh, love that. A long winding table where my siblings can be far away from me as possible. All right, so you're at one end and they're at the other. All the way down where you belong. Sometimes when I go out for like weddings and stuff and there are those long tables and you don't get to sit necessarily with the people that you like, it could be used to your advantage because you also don't have to sit next to the people you don't like.
Brilliant.
And as close to the service area as possible without it being obvious because they'll all be together at their own siblings' table where they'll all be talking shit about you, no less. We'll be in the center with my fiance and his 2 brothers, and our parents will be next to us, while my wonderful sibs are by the end of the table by the restrooms where they belong. I don't care at all if they're invited to this lunch because I really have nothing left for them. Not even anger. I'm just so done with them that I'd feel more of a stranger on the street than I would for these people. It's indifference, and that's the way to be. That's so powerful, you know? Don't hate people, because that still gives them power. Just be indifferent. Cool. Don't care. They hate that. Oh God, they hate that so much. They've hurt me so many times that I'm numb to their existence. This sounds like a great solution. No bridezilla allowed. My sister expects to be my maid of honor in return, but you weren't even really her maid of honor. Definitely not gonna happen since my siblings won't be present in the ceremony. I do not need her around. I do not want her around. Yes, she will be invited out of courtesy to the reception, most likely, but I will make sure she's set aside like I was. How so? Well, we recently found out she's pregnant, so I'm planning my wedding around her due date. Well played. Oh well. Luckily, she's due around June, which really was the month we wanted. So if she does decide to attend with the newborn and her hus, well then, she's gonna be at the kiddie table and told to step out when the baby starts to cry. In the end, our wedding day is for us, and eloping is the only way I feel we could just sit and enjoy our special day together away from all my siblings and family issues. Then when we get back, we can have a get-together lunch with some good fun and good food, which is really all it is to me, a lunch. Luckily, fiance's fam isn't as insane as mine is. Does he have any sisters? Just like swap them out, you know?
Not a great plan.
So there you have it. Thank you for all your messages and comments and insights. I really was going a bit loco back then, thinking I was overreacting, but thank you so much for the clarity. Cheers to the end of this emotionally draining year. And that is what's up, my friends. And I think there's definitely a valuable lesson to be learned from this. If you just continually allow people to hurt you and have power over you, it does you no good. You're just gonna be caught in this constant negative feedback loop. That's not what you want, especially not at a time in your life when you're supposed to be happy. So honestly, the best thing for you, both mentally and just for everybody else, indifference. You don't have to hate people, just be indifferent toward them. Treat them as if they're strangers. Be polite, but don't show them that you care, because you don't. That sounds perfect. I love it. Small weddings are so much fun instead of the headache of a big wedding. No drama, no stress, easy and fun-loving like it should be. Congratulations, and I want an update on how your wedding trip went. Definitely do an update. Your friends really are your chosen family, aren't they? Like I said, you know, weddings bring out like strange drama, all because, you know, you don't want to offend certain people. You have to invite people you haven't seen in years, people you don't even know, people you don't even like, just to save face. Sometimes it's like, why go through any of that? I just want like a couple people to be there, and I want to be in an amazing place, and I just want to be happy, and I want to run around naked in the sand. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
You didn't disclose any of that, but I kind of wish your parents stepped in. I know that your sisters and your siblings are all grown-up people. I get that they agree with you with this whole thing, but I was hoping for a little bit more support from them throughout all of this. Like, yeah, parents don't like to get involved, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like all of this sibling rivalry was just so unnecessary, and they really hurt you. And if anybody can shut a sibling up when they're being an a-hole, it's the parents. You know what you could also do, considering the fact that it's around maybe kind of the due date? Make it a no-kids wedding. That'll be kind of inconvenient for her.
Delightfully devilish.
And guys, I have new merch coming. It's coming soon. We got Move in the Shadows merch. Very, very excited for this. Check this out. Yes, it's like a band t-shirt, and yes, that's me on it, but it's not so obviously me that it's like, oh wow, she put herself on a t-shirt, wow. And it glows under black light too. Isn't that sick? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you all wearing this t-shirt. It will be available soon, I promise. I will keep you posted on that. Don't hold on to hatred. The best revenge is a life well lived, bestie. Subscribe